Check your sources.
So we'll find that SID that did this, and we're going to go ahead and throw him under the bus. But your favorite SID is already gone. He went to Oklahoma State. So
Yeah, he was my favorite.
So okay, he comes from the University of Missouri. He was the deputy director of athletics.
Yes.
Now, I'm not smart enough to know what the deputy athletic director does.
He's the Hank Dickinson of Missouri.
Oh, so he goes around and shakes everybody's hand. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming out.
But he's the
can't wait to see you again.
He's the guy right under the athletic director.
Okay.
He also was the interim at Missouri for a very brief time, but he was the interim. He was the next man up, but he was already in process with North Texas before Missouri's athletic director took off.
Okay, so he was external relations team, including marketing, licensing, ticket office, communications, during his first year at the University of Missouri. And you know what? Since Missouri went to the SEC, they kind of came on just a little bit.
Then they went away again.
And then they went away again, and they had the whole thing after the Ferguson, Missouri,
right,
where they had a whole bunch of issues, and that's not his fault at all. But of course, people are going to look at that. But our new athletic director had something to say.
Over the coming days, weeks, and months, I hope to learn a great deal about this world-class institution and the men and women who have dedicated themselves to North Texas and love it so passionately. There's no question that we have some big challenges ahead of us. Our competitors, they're not sitting idly by waiting for us to catch up. But as an athletics department, as a university, as a community, I am confident that we're going to accomplish great things. Together, we're going to build an elite program that excels academically and athletically. I'm looking forward to that challenge. I can't wait to get started. Go Mean Green.
Go Mean Green.
There you go. Okay, you know what? I wanted to put this in the clip, but he has a daughter, and I think her name was Heather. Or really doesn't matter.
Everyone loves a good sports baby.
Right.
A good Riley Cooper.
Okay. He calls her Chucky because she destroys everything. He goes, just ask the people on the airplane on the ride here. She destroyed the plane. So I like that. I like that he calls his daughter Chucky.
Yeah, so we've heard Joe Green, who's the long-standing pillar of North Texas football. We've heard from Seth Luttrell, who is the new upstart coach. We've heard from Ren Baker, who's the new big gun on the block.
Right.
What do you feel about the program right now? What would you say is tangibly different for you?
What's tangibly different is they're allowing the outside source into their program. When we were there, I mean, it was a closed house. They didn't want, if you weren't in, you didn't get in. That was my opinion of it.
And the first 2 weeks have been open, actually, like entirely open to the public.
Right.
I think that there is a bunch of people who, Dan McCarney, North Texas was like a retirement home for Dan McCarney. Like he was older. He won his bowl game. He put the chip on, he put that on his resume, and he was content, Dan McCarney at 60, whatever he wasn't going around the recruiting trail with a passion and a fire. He could give a good rah-rah speech, but when it came down to it, he was trying to play Big Ten football in Conference USA.
Which
you're not going to get the linemen, the defensive linemen, to play that kind of football.
I think he was playing a dated offense.
That's true. Which we all thought would change once Canales took the reins. It didn't.
Well, I think I wrote an article about this when I was at the University of North Texas about you knew what play was coming next.
Dive right or dive left.
Play action down the field.
Overthrown.
Underthrown. There was no middle game. There was no intermediate pass game. It just didn't happen. It was very disappointing to watch.
My big hope. Okay, so here's the things. The positives for me. Like I'm a skeptic, right?
There was no such thing as a slant route going in the Dan McCartney era.
Here's the positive things for me.
Okay.
There is a system that favors not having to have the best athletes in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing it to the open guy, letting athletes make plays, the ones that you do have. I think that's fantastic. I think Alec Morris, we've seen in Conference USA a lot of success for fifth-year senior transfer quarterbacks from major programs.
Right.
Look at Western Kentucky. Look at La Tech. Look at Driscoll, who
you can even go to the American Conference.
Right, and you look at that kind of success.
Wow.
Alec Morris can be that guy.
Mountain West, same thing.
So I think Alec Morris can be that guy. I think that's a positive. I think there's nowhere to go but up for our defense. I mean, they were abysmal last year.
Right.
So they can only get better.
They're kind of the Cowboys.
Ooh, shots fired. Brad might cry. Give us a second. We'll be back with Brad's tears. So there are a lot of positives, and I do think this team will upset some people. But I'm not sure 6 wins is a lot of games to win.
I think it's doable. But we already talked about that.
It's possible.
And
I would say it's possible. I'm not quite sure it's doable for the team this year.
to go from 1 to 6 might be, to me, that's too big of a leap. I mean, if they can maybe get to 4 or 5, I would say, you had a great year, but 6, I'm not quite sure on that.
I just think Seth Littrell, his goal, while I understand his goal to his team, he just told us, is to win the bowl game they're in. His real goal should be to showcase an exciting, fun, high-scoring system that other athletes are going to want to come play in, so that he can show people that there is some change here and that this is an exciting place to play football. And if you're a good quarterback, you're going to have a chance to like throw for 3, 4, 5,000 yards and put your name in the record books like Graham Harrell or
and you got Graham Harrell as your backs coach.
Before, why would you want to come here and play quarterback? What draw was there to come play quarterback?
Absolutely
to hand
none.
the ball off and get hit a lot? Like, does that sound like a good time?
Absolutely none. No, it doesn't.
So now, under this system,
as a former quarterback, no, it doesn't sound fun.
Right. So in this system, it could be exciting to watch. I have faith that they are a better team already than they were under McCarney and Canales. I also want to temper my expectations, so as I sit there for all 5 home games, I don't just like cry every time we lose.
Okay, so who do you think wins the Conference USA title? Oh, it's going to be Western Kentucky or Middle Tennessee State.
No, you're forgetting Marshall. Marshall is consistently good, and from the West, Rice usually comes in kind of interesting.
Right.
They weren't great last year. Southern Miss could repeat. That's a possibility.
Okay.
But yeah, and we haven't won Conference USA yet.
No.
Even we should have. We should have in 2013, but we didn't.
Right.
But let's not go back down that memory. I think that's enough North Texas.
And I'm done with college football for right now. What about you?
Let's
go ahead and
move on.
tease it out. When we come back, we're going to go into Major League Baseball. And should you play that song?
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe $10,000 or more in credit card bills. And you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialists in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or Or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays. Give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me. IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the Tax Doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the Tax Doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
We are back with the Texas Strangers with David Carson and Ryan Gano.
All right, Dave. We're getting closer to September.
Yep.
Baseball's starting to get a little more interesting.
Hunt for October.
Red October?
No, that's when
I'm
the
just-
playoffs
I'm
it
just-
says Hunt for October.
I'm just making
Okay.
a classic movie reference.
There you go. So hey, let's talk about your Chicago Cubs.
Okay, so when it comes to baseball, Dave is more into actually watching the baseball than me. I'm into knowing where my team stands.
Right.
And do we have a real shot at the World Series? That's pretty much, until playoffs happen, that's my interest level in baseball.
Because you're a Cubs fan. That's the reason why you never really paid attention to it. Until last year.
I
and
don't
the year
know. I
before.
really did enjoy the midseason trade deadline because usually we got to pilfer the Rangers for some.
Right.
We took all their prospects and dished them some pitcher who wasn't going to perform at the same level.
Okay.
Very true.
So I mean, I've enjoyed that. I'm fine. Look, okay, my teams. Listen, these are my two teams that I'm diehard about.
Okay.
The Cubs
All right.
and North Texas. You think I'm not used to rebuilding years, Dave? Come on, man. You can't hurt me. You can't kick me while I'm down. I live at the bottom here.
You're a bottom feeder, huh?
Hey,
You're like a crab.
I'm loyal. That's what I am, Dave.
You're like
I'm loyal.
You're like the crab in the bottom of the ocean, right there on that sewer pipe, going mine.
Well, we are talking about the Cubs, and you want to talk about dwelling at the bottom. I think we are at the tippy top last time I checked.
Hey, not bad.
Another win today.
There you go.
Beat the Brewers. I think 4-1 was the final.
Okay, did your?
I mean, after so many years in the bottom, you deserve to be at the top now.
That's good farm system development. We have a lot of young players tied to good length contracts, and now we can start dealing for players we really want to help us push us over the edge.
Let's talk about your new closer.
Okay.
What's his name?
Aroldis Chapman.
Okay.
He was a midseason deadline trade.
Okay.
We didn't lose much.
You
I
didn't
think
know.
a couple
Trade
of top 10
deadline day
prospects.
deal. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Okay, so
We have plenty of those.
okay, so but there's some baggage with him. He missed a couple of games. He was suspended for a little while because he beat up his allegedly beat up his girlfriend and allegedly shot 5 rounds of a gun in his garage.
And the charges were dropped.
Exactly. Okay, so
But I mean, again, I am the anti-domestic abuse thing. Like, I think that's he totally probably did it. And he totally probably got away with it by
Uh-huh.
making a deal with his girlfriend, wife, or she cares about him enough that she doesn't want to do that to him.
Exactly.
One of the two.
Hey, millions of dollars.
Money talks.
Money talks, and I'll go ahead and build my house later. All right, so on that domestic violence change, for some stupid reason, the Chicago Cubs not the PA announcer, but whoever runs the music,
The Brad.
the Brad
The Brad of the Chicago Cubs.
The Brad of the Chicago Cubs
All right.
dropped.
he chose to play a song by The Prodigy called